Hey everyone, and welcome. All right, today we are doing a deep dive into a really powerful momentum oscillator that I think every serious trader should have in their toolkit, the No Sure Thing, or KST for short. We're going to break down what it is, how it works, and most importantly, how you can actually use it to your advantage.
So, what's this thing all about? Well, at its heart, the KST is designed to give us a much clearer, smoothed-out view of what market momentum is really doing. See, instead of just looking at one time frame, which can be kind of misleading, it does something really smart. It combines 4 different price cycles into one single, comprehensive line. Its whole job is to cut through the noise.
So who came up with this? Well, the brain behind this tool is the legendary technical analyst Martin Pring. And his whole goal was to look at the rate of change indicator, which can be, let's be honest, a little all over the place, and create something way more readable, more reliable, and ultimately a lot more useful for making actual trading decisions.
All right, here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll cover what the KST actually is. Then, we'll get into how it's calculated. After that, the fun part, interpreting its signals and looking at some concrete trading strategies. And finally, we'll wrap up with the crucial stuff, its limitations and best practices.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1. Right off the bat, No Sure Thing. That's a pretty bold name, isn't it? And it really gets to the core of what the indicator is trying to do. Give traders a higher level of confidence by providing a clear, comprehensive signal of market momentum. And this is a fun little piece of trivia. When Martin Pring first rolled this out back in '92, he didn't call it the No Sure Thing. He called it the summed rate of change, which, let's be honest, doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. The more confident, catchy name is what really stuck with traders. And you can totally see why. It gets right to the heart of what every single one of us is looking for, a reliable edge in the market. Okay, so we know what it is, but how does it actually work? Let's pop the hood and see how this engine is built. And hey, don't worry, you're not going to need a calculator for this. We're going to focus on the idea behind it, which is actually pretty cool. So think of it like this. Imagine you've got 4 different experts giving you their opinion on market momentum. One looks at the very short term, 2 look at the medium term, and the last one has her eye on the big long-term picture. The KST listens to all of them, but it pays more attention to the ones with the long-term view. It gives their opinion more weight. It then smooths out all those opinions and adds them up. And that right there, that single, unified result, that's your KST line. So here's what that looks like in a formula. You can see those 4 different smoothed momentum readings, each multiplied by a different weight. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's really just that weighted sum that creates the one KST line we see on the chart. And to make it even easier to trade, we often plot a simple 9-period moving average of the KST right alongside it. We call that the signal line, and it's key for generating trade alerts. One of the best things about the KST is how flexible it is. Look at this. Pring himself laid out different default settings you can use for daily, weekly, or even monthly charts. This is awesome because it means you can tweak the indicator sensitivity to match your trading style, whether you're trying to catch short-term swings or ride massive long-term trends. All right, this is where the rubber meets the road. We know what it is, we know how it's made, but how do we actually read the thing and make some sense of it? Let's dive into how to interpret the signals the KST gives us.
Okay, the most basic signal you're going to look for is the centerline crossover. It's super simple. When that KST line pushes up and crosses above the 0 line, that's the indicator telling you that the overall weighted momentum has officially flipped positive. That's a classic bullish signal. And on the flip side, when it dives below 0, momentum has turned negative and you could be looking at a new downtrend.
Now, if you're looking for an earlier heads up, this is the one to watch, the signal line crossover. When the KST line crosses above its own signal line, that's your bullish alert. And here's the kicker. This crossover usually happens before the big 0 line cross, potentially giving you a jump on the move. A cross below is your bearish warning. These happen more often and are great for finding earlier entries and exits.
Okay, now we're getting into one of my favorite signals, divergence. This is really powerful stuff. With a bullish divergence, you'll see the price on your chart grinding down, making new lows. But when you look at the KST, it's telling a different story. It's actually making a higher low. That disconnect, that's your clue. It's telling you that the bears are getting tired and a big reversal to the upside could be brewing.
And of course, it works the other way too. This is bearish divergence. The price is pushing to new highs, everything looks great on the surface, but you look down at your KST and it's not confirming that new high. It's actually making a lower high. That, my friends, is a massive warning sign that the buying pressure is fading and this rally might be on its last legs.
Okay, so we can read the signs, which is great. But how do we actually build a strategy around this? Let's jump into Section 4 and look at some practical ways to apply the KST in your own trading.
Generally, you'll see traders use the KST in one of three main ways. First, you can hunt for those big trend reversals using the divergence signals we just talked about. Second, and this is probably the most common, you can use it as a confirmation tool. It's fantastic for validating breakouts from chart patterns like double bottoms. And third, and this is a real pro tip, combine KST signals with volume. A crossover on huge volume, that's got some real conviction behind it.
All right, let's walk through a real-world example to make this super clear. Let's say a stock forms a classic double bottom, a potentially bullish pattern. But here's the million-dollar question. Is this the real deal or a fake out? A savvy trader won't just jump in. They're waiting for that KST line to cross above its signal line. That's the confirmation they need. That tells them the buyers are stepping back in, and that's when they pull the trigger on the trade. It adds that extra layer of confidence you need.
Okay, we've talked a lot about how powerful the KST can be, but let's be real. No indicator is a silver bullet. So for our last section, we need to have an honest chat about its limitations and the best practices to keep in mind so you don't get burned.
Which brings us all the way back to that name, no sure thing. So, is it? Can this indicator really let you know for sure? The short answer? No, of course not. And it's really important to understand why.
Okay, first big thing, it's a lagging indicator. It's built using past price data, so by definition, it's always going to be a little behind the action. It's also really prone to giving you false signals, especially in choppy sideways markets. Why? Because in a choppy market, there's no real trend, so momentum just bounces around the zero line, creating a ton of confusing signals. And last but not least, remember, this isn't the RSI. It's not designed to tell you if a market is overbought or oversold.
So here's the best way to think about it. The KST is an incredible momentum compass. It does a fantastic job of telling you which way the trend is pointing and how strong it is. But it is not a crystal ball. Seriously, the best practice is to use it to confirm what you're already seeing with other tools, like chart patterns or volume analysis. Please never, ever make a trade based only on a KST signal.
And there you have it. That is our deep dive into the No Sure Thing indicator. Now you've got the whole framework, how it's built, how to read it, and how to use it smartly. So now the question goes to you. Now that you've got this new compass in your toolkit, which market trend are you going to analyze first? Thanks for watching.